Hello, everyone. Welcome to Astrologers Chat Room. This is a whole new series for our channel. From last month, I invited one of my friends to join me to talk about chart skill or special area in the chart that for a beginner, how to study a chart and or how to make an interpretation about the people's love life or finance situation. Today is my great honor. Really, I'm really happy. I'm really excited to have my best friend Jupiter to join me. Hello, Jupiter.
Hi, Rod.
A long time. See you for a long time. Really miss you.
Right, a few years.
Yeah, no, it's just a few years. Yeah. But
Yeah.
I have to let people know about this. I
Mhm.
think we know each other way back when we were both students in faculty, right?
Right. I remember
Yeah,
that time when I was already like studying in the faculty, and then it was
yeah,
a summer school. So I went to London, and the first time we met. And I
yes,
remember we wait in front of like I forgot which shop, and then we went to dinner. And we talked about
yes.
astrology and our vision about astrology.
Yeah, and then after the summer, we say, why not we work together?
Right. It's
And
just
that
like
is every
after that dinner, isn't after that
yeah,
dinner, after summer school, then it's
yeah,
like, oh, we need to work together.
yeah. It's like, hello, children. That's how Academy of Astrology were born the first time in London. Yes, that I think
Right.
after that dinner, we say we should work together. We should write things, and we decide to make up to create a school together. That was how we started Academy of Astrology. So hey, you never know, right? So I think this is so important for my life, and I think we work very well because talk about yourself. Talk about yourself. I think how you get into astrology?
Wow, that was when I was really like young, even before teenage, that, I'm a Sag. So I start to query about myself. So who am I? What I'm going to
Yeah.
do? This kind of question, like it is
Hmm.
like the sun sign, right? Because it's the sun you want to search your life purpose or who are you. Then at that time, I read
Hmm.
some books and I quite remember there were two books that really inspired me because during that time, we didn't have like website, we didn't have like
No.
so much information. So only very few books were available. But they are very important books because I think many astrologers start their astrology journey with those books. Right.
Don't
So
tell me.
the first one is Sun Sign by Linda Goodman. That was
Of
very
course.
good read. Yes. The second one is The Parker's Astrology. That's everyone read them.
Yeah, in our generation, everyone read Parkers because especially everyone start with Parkers. I think one reason they are very well written and well packed. All the information you need to know for the beginner was in that. And I still remember both you and I. We met them in Sydney, right? We met them in Sydney.
Yes. They
Yes,
have a like
they are.
they have a talk and then book signing.
Yeah, I was so excited. At that time, we both gave a talk in there, and then I see them. I was just so excited. Oh my God, Julia talks! Oh my God, oh my God! And then she come to my talk. I was like, no way! It's like a fairy godmother visit you.
Right. Right.
Yeah. I didn't expect you could mention them. They are really at that time nearly all the astrologer I know during our time read Linda Goodman and the Parker's astrology, and I still have
Yeah.
several different copies, several different versions now. I include the old Chinese pirate version, which is a kind of during that time it was illegal because they didn't
Mm,
get a copyright. They just translate and publish. That was back to 70s or something.
mhm.
So I think that is quite interesting copy, but I never show it to everyone else because that was kind of a, we don't know that time was illegal, so we keep it. But yeah, that is so interesting. So we were back to the beginner level. You just talk about the sun sign. Sun is like our life purpose. We going to shine.
Right.
So, but many beginner astrologer has just like confused about, oh, I'm a moon in Gemini, so I'm like this, I talk a lot. Or I'm sun in Gemini, so I also talk a lot. I'm ascendant in Gemini, I also talk a lot. What's the difference? I think today you are going to, really unpack that for us, right?
Sure. Let me share the. All right.
Oh, look at that logo. Look at that logo. I mean, that logo is our school's logo. We're still using it from time to time. I will show it on my, on my presentation too.
Yes, I love this. Very simple, but
Yeah.
it really shows what we want to do.
Exactly, yes.
All right.
Well,
So today we're going to
yeah.
talk about the ascendant, the sun, and the moon.
Yeah, and I mean that is so different. I mean, for astrologer, that's mean different things, but for beginner, it's always get a little bit confused, right?
Right. People always get confused about these three signs, particularly the ascendant and the sun.
Yeah.
So let's see. All right. So maybe we can talk about the ascendant first.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the ascendant? It is like we also call it the rising sign. It is the sign that rises right on the horizon at the moment that when a person was born. So, but you need to have an exact birth time, and then you can easily check it out with any website or astrology app. So it is like the moment that when we were born, it's like the moment that we came to in touch with the world. So it is like our first landing on the world after yes from our mother's womb, and then so it's like the how we present ourselves to the others, and also it marks how we see the world because it's the first time how we get in touch with the world. It is the kind of filters that how we see the world. For example, a person with Pisces ascendant, that the filters that this person is seeing the world is like a pinky world, a dreamy world, a world with fantasy. And maybe for a Scorpio, this person sees the world is like, oh, this is a very dangerous world. I need to be very careful. And so this is the way how we present ourselves to others and to the world. And so it is like our image, our appearance, and our first impression that we make on others. That, for example, if we meet someone new in a party, and this person doesn't know you and you doesn't know him, so what impression that you give to this person, it is like through your ascendant.
It is very interesting. Sorry. Yeah, it is very interesting. I think I always remember some astrologers say it's how you walk into a room, right? How you walk into the room because you're not prepared to see. You're not you don't know who you're going to see. But when you when you open yourself, when you open the room and you walk in, that's something you are waiting to show everyone. This is me, and I decide to show this side of me to everyone.
Right. Yes, this is how you present yourself to others. So, but it is really, I think, this ascendant is really useful in our like daily life. For example, if you want to get a job, you go to an interview, then that person who is going to interview you, the impression that he has on you is from your ascendant. Before he asked you question, before he knew any about your talent and ability, it is your impression that gives that person. So maybe if the impression that you give to that person is not that good or not fitting the job that you are applying for, then probably it is easy to get failed in the interview.
Oh, no, we don't want that happen.
Right. So I think it is very useful to know about your ascendant, that when you know what kind of impression that you are going to give to others, then you can adjust a bit in some like important situation, like when you're going to do an interview, or if you are meeting a client, it's the first time that you meet that person. So before you show your talent and your ability to those person, then you need to give a impression to others that people feel good with you, right? So I think you can do a little bit adjustment if you know well about your image, appearance, how people see you.
Yeah, that's very interesting. So I think that we can show the ascendant side of ourselves because that's always the image we want to present to other people. So we can do a little bit adjust during the interview. So maybe we aware how we
Right.
present ourselves. So we can do the little bit adjust. It's not say, oh, you don't be yourself, but you just like showing the best, or you probably like present the best quality of your ascendant sign. Then maybe that would be, that is a very, very useful tip, especially for people who are looking for a job.
Yeah. Or if you go to a date that
Oh,
you haven't met a person, right? For the first time.
yeah.
So it's like your ascendant. So I will just say it is like when we go to a shopping mall or to walk around the shops, then it is like the display windows of a shop. So before you go into the shop, then you have some idea about that shop, about what is selling or whatever. Then it is like the display window. So here I have 4 pictures.
Yeah.
So I don't know, for example, this one. This
Yeah.
one may be a very simple
Yes.
a simple window display. So maybe this is a Virgo ascendant.
I think so. Yeah, I agree. It's just like you get what you need, and it's simple and it's useful. There's not too much that kind of decoration, unnecessary detail or artistic feature. It's just like this is what you're going to get.
Right. So I show different pictures and to show indeed for different ascendants, we give different impressions to other people. Or for example, this one is very pinky. It's like the Pisces.
It could be, right? Yeah, it could be.
It could
Yeah.
be. Yes.
Yeah.
So yes, this is how the rising sign work. But
Yeah.
after you have entered the shop, so what
Mm-hmm.
is inside can be very different from the display window,
Oh,
right?
really?
So for example, if for example, this very pinky, fancy
Yeah.
window display, maybe if you go inside, then you see maybe it can be very dark, or it can be totally of different style. So
Yes.
what inside is like our sun and moon. The sun is our unique self. So we have different types of suns here. So the many people get confused about the sun and the rising sign, but the sun is more
Yes.
like about our self-identity, our creativity, vitality. It means I am special. So how do I shine? In what ways can I shine to let people recognize me, to get the recognition, glory, and success? And or how can I develop my potential and achieve my life purpose in the journey of life?
Yes. I still remember when the early day when we start to study astrology, we always have a question about what is real me? What is real me? Oh, they say ascendant is me, and they say the sun is me, and they also say moon sign is me. What is the real me? And some people are really bothering a lot and trying to really want to work out say the real me or true me or authentic me. That is a very interesting. I think, well, for some people that was so important, but I mean, if we know maybe a little bit of psychological way, we all have a different dimension. We all have a different
Right.
layer. And
Right.
I think you just tell us that sun and the ascendant are both us, but we are in a different layer, right?
Right. Yes, I think we are not going to say this is the real me, but we have very different phases or dimensions about oneself.
Mm.
So there was a movie called Inside Out by Disney.
Yes.
Yes. So it is like that that person, that girl, she has different sides of her. Like sometimes she is happy, sometimes she is sad, angry, etc.
Mm.
So I think it's like our birth chart. We have different faces and we have different sides of
Hmm.
us. So it is not something like this is the real me, this is not the real me, this is just like the mask. No, I think it is the ascendant is still me, but it is
Yeah.
just like the window display.
Okay. Yes. And you couldn't say that's not real me. That is still you because you make that decision to show other people. And more or less, I think call it fake me or whatever is a little bit harsh to that ascendant, I think, because that's part of your quality too. And that's the
Right.
quality you have an impact with the world, you connect with the world, and you use how you see the world and how you want the world to see you. It's also is
Yes.
different from the sun, and the sun is more creative. And I
Right.
like that part of the sun is creative. Could you give us a little bit more idea about the sun in the sun, our sun sign, what we can do in the very unique way?
Yes, and it is like how you shine yourself. So I always say that even if you are not a pop star, but
Mm-hmm.
everyone can have some way to make yourself shine and let people recognize you. So it may depends on in what way. It is interesting that when we were young, when we read the Linda Goodman's book, it always
Yeah.
said like, for example, for me, Sun in Sun in Sagittarius, Sagittarius. They say that you need to be a teacher. It's about education. It's about like
Mm-hmm.
philosophy. During that time, I thought, no, I will never be a school teacher. No, I'm not interested in that. Totally not. But now
Yeah.
I find okay. I became a tutor, a teacher, but in astrology, not in like the primary school or secondary school, but in other way. But still, I'm in the education field. So
Yeah.
somehow I think this is how you shine with you know your path or life purpose or the way that you become show your talent, your specialty.
I agree. I agree. And a couple days ago, I had an interview with another colleague for their magazine, and we talked about myself, and that was very interesting for me. Yes, and as a son in Aquarius, and I just realized in my life, entire of my life, since childhood, I try to avoid pop, uh, popular subject and always
Mm.
go to the kind of a little bit rare, little bit
Or
unique,
alternative.
alternative, and unique those subject, those study as the least people to study. I will go there. So I was joking. I say, you know what? When I was in orchestra, everyone want to play violin, everyone want to play flute. I just say no one play double bass. Like a huge trunky double bass.
Right.
I want to play double bass, and that make me so proud because no one play it, and I'm the only one. And it was also interesting when I choose to study abroad. Everyone want to go to English speaking country because
Mm.
that's most easy for them. We started English
Right.
since kind of a secondary school or something. So everyone want to go to Canada, Australia, United States, or UK. I say, no, I want something different. Let me choose French. I just wonder why I didn't choose Portuguese.
Yes, this is how the Aquarius do something very different from the mainstream. So you are
Yeah.
showing your unique self by doing something very different.
And I think the key is by doing that unique things with the Aquarius unique things, it boost my confidence. It make me feel I'm very I'm very different. I'm so proud of myself, isn't it?
Yes. So this is how you get the like you feel special, or even you can get your glory and success with the sun sign.
Yeah. And
Okay,
how
so the
about the
next,
moon? Yeah. Sorry.
yeah, the moon is yeah, the moon is another thing. So it is the our inner world, the emotion, the feelings, how I feel is like the instinct, the habit, the sense of belonging. So what makes me feel comfortable? So some people, they say they feel more like their moon sign. I think because the moon sign it is like our daily feeling. So it's like
Mm.
our daily routine. So because this is the part that it is very private to yourself, only you yourself know about it, or someone who knows you well, that close to you, that you feel safe, so you will show your moon side to that person. But you maybe everyone that they know about their moon side well, because this is like the feeling inside.
Mm.
Because for the sun sign, it is like it is your life purpose, your self identity. Maybe you need to look for it, but the moon
Mhm.
is you do it every day, you feel it every day. So maybe you feel the ups and downs, you're
Mm.
happy or unhappy, whatever. Then so this is the moon sign. Like, and also it
Mm.
is about your home and family, your inner and private world.
Okay, so it is very interesting. Now we know the sun is more how it's not outside only, it's just we how we shine ourselves, how we
Right,
get glory, how we reach our achievement. But the moon is more like inner side and more connect with emotion and how we make ourselves comfortable. You also mentioned about it's nearly everyday's life. What we eat and how we deal with the people we know each other. So I was curious about so there's also different between the ascendant to deal with people
right.
the face of ascendant we deal with other people and the side of moon. So not everyone can see our moon sign, isn't it?
Right, unless you feel safe to show your emotions to that person. For example, in an office, that I
Mm-hmm.
think you won't show your emotions so easily to your colleagues because that is a
Mm-hmm.
workplace, right? But when you are back to home, when you meet some your close friends, then they know you well, you feel safe. Then I think it's okay to tell them about my feelings or show that if I'm happy or not happy. So I think the moons
Wow.
only will be seen by people who are close to you, unless the moon is on the ascendant, of course. But this is a little bit complicated to tell here. But basically, the moon sign is something very like private or inner.
Yeah, I want to share one thing, and to be honest, it's a confess. And
Mm-hmm.
don't laughing at me. As an astrologer for nearly 30 years, astrologer, by when you say that, and then I suddenly realize how I share my how I share my uh, moon sign to my family and a close friend are very different when I show into public. And I just
Ah.
realized because in my mind I think, oh, I'm a chat box. I talk a lot. And I always thinking I treat other people like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then I suddenly realized, no, I only become a chat box when I'm comfortable with people. So
Yes,
I
because
will,
the
I will,
moon is about the comfort, about the comfort, how
yeah,
when you feel comfortable.
yeah, yeah. So I have a moon in Gemini, and then my ascendant is Cancer. So my first encounter with other people would be very different from my moon sign was showing to talk to a lot to them. And when I feel comfortable talk to people, I will have a lot of joke to make them laugh, and I have a
Mm-hmm.
lot of like witty things, which as Cancer ascendant, when I met people I don't know, I would not dare to say those things because I want people to feel I'm quiet, I'm sweet, I'm
Mm-hmm.
very care, I'm very sensitive. Which when I moved switch to my moon side, I would say something very funny and very rude. That's only when I feel comfortable I can say it.
Right. So it is like a different layers, or
Mm,
you behave differently when you're in different situations or with different people. So we can see
100%
some
agree. Yes.
examples. Say,
Yeah.
okay, this is David Beckham. He has
Yes.
ascendant in Taurus, sun in Taurus,
Hmm.
moon in Capricorn.
Yes.
So
So
for
I,
the rising sign is Taurus. So what do you think?
yeah.
How does he look?
Well, I think he tried to be with this ascendant side, he tried to be steady, reliable, because
Right.
that's a fixed sign. And also, I think maybe it's showing on his physical body, showing on his
Oh,
physical
yes.
body because with Taurus ascendant, I think that something need to be touched, something physically can be seen, can be touched, can be described, are
Right.
more presentable rather than I present my idea. He is presenting his outfit, his body. I think that is one thing about the Taurus ascendant. How
Right.
do you read that?
For Taurus, this is like he gives people a sense of like there's something very warm, not very cool, and
Mm-hmm.
very earthy, down to earth.
Ah,
And of course, we know that he enjoys all the luxurious thing. Is quite like the Taurus, which like to enjoy pleasures in life.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
So this is of course, people like him because he's good looking. And I think this is because Taurus is ruled by Venus. So maybe this is part of him that attract people.
Yeah.
And at the same time, his sun sign is also in Taurus. So we can say that this is like
Mm.
an alignment that his life purpose, how he shines, he presents himself, and how he looks, they are quite similar. Of course, the sun
Mm.
is in the 12th house, which is another story. But when we just say about the sign, the sun sign, ascendant sign, they are the same. So it is like how we see him and how he is going to like to shine is quite similar.
Mm. Yes, I think this sun sign align with a rising sign, ascendant sign, which is they share the same sign, so the quality are in common. So what he present to other people, what he trying to present to the people he met, is also how proud himself, how he feel like I'm creative and I'm creative in this way, or I am very, I'm very proud of myself in this way. You are right. This as the sun in the 12th house has another layer of a story that we need to unpack in the in the deeps. But this is not what we are focusing. But there is the flavor about in one way he is really thinking, he's showing his himself in the way he is very proud of.
Right. And at the same time, his moon is in Capricorn right on the MC. So they are
Mm.
all three, the three signs, they are the earth signs. So I would
Yes.
really say that with the same elements that how he looks, how he presents himself, and how he feels are quite in the same category. So
Yeah.
moon in Capricorn, I think we all know well because he is very disciplined because the moon is also about home and family. He was trained to be a football player when
Mm-hmm.
he was very, very young. And so moon in Capricorn is like he has a very um, responsible, you need to be very responsible, trained to be very disciplined because when you watch his Netflix document, it's like his father was
Yeah.
wow. Every day, his father needing to play, to do the exercise, and to like
Yeah.
train him to be the football player.
Yeah.
And that was quite
Yeah.
harsh.
It is, and
It's quite
I think
Capricorn.
that
That was quite harsh.
yeah, yeah, I think that Moon Capricorn as a one sentence he described himself as a I just want people to see me as a hardworking footballer, hardworking
Right.
footballer. Usually it was like a hardworking and a footballer are they living together? Yes, they do, but not in his level, right? We were just like, oh, he just beautiful face, he just talented or something. No, he really wants people to know that I'm hardworking.
Right. And so I remember that when he was trained, his father trained him to do, for example, one kick or one way of kicking the football or the one of the gesture position, whatever. He need to do it like 1,000 times. And like,
Whoa.
so it is like, I think it's quite Capricorn because very self-control. You need to be very self-controlled to do the
Mm,
same action for 1,000 times,
yes.
right? Because it is
Yeah.
how the like sportsmen do. So sometimes people may ask, so for sportsmen, probably they don't have a very strong mass. But I think different
Mm-hmm.
sportsmen or different sports require different like different features
Yeah.
for the players. For Beckham, I think because he is so disciplined and so he's strong and he's well trained for muscles because the earth sign is about muscles, particularly
Mm-hmm.
Taurus, and he's very serious and cautious with his football business and his the way how he played the football. So I think he is really a hardworking football player, and despite that, he is now like a superstar. But
Yeah. Yeah.
when he was still in the football team, he played very hard, um, and people and his coach were quite harsh to him, and so I think
Yeah.
this is all the moon in Capricorn.
Yeah. And I have an impression about when we talk about David Beckham's sun sign, ascendant sign, and the moon sign, they are kind of a very harmony. So because it's all the earth sign, so it's like we are not we have tried very hard, or even we have to agree. The different layer is not that the three of this layer are not that clear separating.
Right. But they are quite harmonious and aligned with each
Yeah.
other quite well. But
Yes.
and we can see another example. It is Messi.
Oh.
So he is very different because he has an
Yes.
ascendant sign in Aquarius, but Sun in Cancer, Moon in Gemini. So we can see
Oh.
Sun in Cancer and ascendant in Aquarius. It is like they are totally very different. So,
Yes.
for example, Sun in Cancer, that he is well known for he cares about his family very much.
Mm,
No matter where he goes, he will bring his wife and his children with him. So he has like this kind of Cancer way, very care much about his family, and we can see the nurturing side of him. But
yeah.
his ascendant is Aquarius, which is very cool, detached,
Mm,
and people feel, so are you unhappy? What are you thinking
hmm
about? Because Aquarius, like, I just show a very cool face.
mm, yes. I think with this Aquarius ascendant, it can cause a lot of confusion, I think, because people were expecting him to be, oh, if you know he's a sun in Cancer, would be very sweet. Oh no, that's not how the ascendant Aquarius is going to deal with you, because they keep a distance. They want to
Right,
be objective to the world, and usually they are not easy to. They are not the most easy person to get connect in a public face, in a public area. What do you
right,
think?
right. So, don't think that he is so sweet when you are his friend or his teammate, because Cancer only care about the family, right? So
Yeah.
maybe he's very caring for his family, his wife, his children, or someone who is very close to him.
Hmm.
But if he show himself as a public person, then
Hmm.
he's showing his Aquarius face, which is like, I
Hmm.
don't care, don't
Hmm.
approach me, leave me
Yeah.
alone, things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it is very interesting. So he has a very his unique way to present himself, and then it's not it's always there's an important part is like I don't really care about what you think.
Right, right. And then his moon is in Gemini. Moon in Gemini, so is another story, that's because his emotion. Gemini is
Hmm.
a mutable sign. So probably I think his feeling and emotion is always ups and down, very different. He is happy in that moment, and the next moment maybe he is very unhappy. And so uh, I remember when I read some news about him that his teammates describe
Hmm.
him, say, oh, don't ever get him angry, or and
Ooh,
we don't know what he's thinking about, because like Moon in Gemini, that maybe he himself doesn't know what I'm going to feel in the next minute. It is
hmm,
like I have very different emotion and feelings every second, because
yes,
Gemini is like the air is like changing all the time.
yes. It is very interesting because I don't know much about football, but I only a football fan when I watch the World Cup. So I realized one thing about Lionel Messi is he and his teammates, some of his best friends, he always stick with them.
Yeah.
I think a player from the Uruguay, I think is Suarez, is his best friend. And also a few of his best friends, I think I remember, please correct me, our fans. I don't think we have many football fans here too, but please correct me. I remember there is one of his best friends who was playing in Team Argentina with him, but well, I think even after the he was kind of retired, half retired. That guy was retired. They still invite him back to the team, and I think that was because Messi needed his friend to comfort him.
Right. This is so Cancer. Yes, because he
Yeah,
needs someone he knows well that he give
yes,
him comfort.
yeah, and they share the same room, and he be say as a plus one. That guy be say this their whole team plus one because and they eventually they won the World Cup. But this guy was so happy, even he is not the official player, but he's a part of the team, and because he need to keep Lionel Messi feel comfortable, and I feel like
Right.
it's so interesting. Other people have like emotional support pet. He has emotional support friends.
Yes, I think he needed as a Cancer. So, but this is quite contradictory, because with Sun in Cancer, water sign, and Moon and Ascendant in air sign, that
Yeah,
maybe he himself is like struggling all the time, because the
yeah,
water sign, because he has three planets in water,
yes,
and
yes,
then
indeed.
Gemini, including Chiron 3 in Gemini. So it's like very emotion, very attached to people who that he knows well, but at the same time he can be very detached. So very
Mm,
clingy sometimes, and sometimes very detached. And he needs to talk, of course, Moon in Gemini, that his
yes,
emotional comfort is about being able to chat with others, talk with others. Yeah.
yeah, that is so interesting. And well, as a sun in Aquarius, ascendant in Cancer, I can little bit connect with that. You know, swim between the two. One is a feeling, emotion need to be recognized. Another way to try as hard as I can to be rational, and that's it. That is like a difficult balance and difficult game play in our life. So I think I understand what you're talking about Messi, he's a sun in Cancer, and also the Cancer Stallion with the Gemini Stallion. There is a gameplay inside of him.
Right.
So interesting. Yes.
It is
Thank
like
you, Jupiter.
the emotion and the rational side. But the good point is you have the both sides. So you can be very rational, and you can be also very like with the sense of feelings. And yes, yes, I think it's like the two sides of you, but this is how you embrace both, instead of struggling between the two.
Yes, yes, that is so interesting. I think we all have like different side in our chart and different element, different side. Or we can say we all in our life we all have a different layer need to be appreciated, need to be recognized, or eventually live as a unify us, like
Right.
we integrate all the different dimension or different layer, they all become us. What do you think about that kind of three of these big three, ascendant, sun, and moon?
Yes.
How do they play in our life?
Yes, I think we can like we stick to the definition first when we first
Mm-hmm.
learn astrology, so we don't mix them up. But then when we know ourselves more and know the planets and the signs more, we can have more ideas how to like put them together in a happy and comfortable way to embrace every side of ourselves. Of course, for like Beckham's case, he is
Yeah.
easier to do so because he's
Uh-huh.
all Earth sign for this remake.
Mm-hmm.
But for
Yeah.
Messi, he's like a bit struggling because the air sign and the water sign, they are quite different. So it
Mm.
depends. So some people, they think that I am quite like you like act or feel in one way. So
Mm-hmm.
if you, for example, if you are a friend of Beckham, how you see him by his like his look, and then how about how he act or how he behave, everything seems quite aligned with each other. But
Mm-hmm.
then when you like make a friend like with Messi, maybe first you feel that, oh, this person is so cool. But then if you
Mm-hmm.
become his very good friend, he is so clingy to you. So this
Mm-hmm.
is I think the different layers of a person. And it is like uh we need to be quite aware of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe this can improve our relationship with others.
Yeah, wow. Thank you, Jupiter. And well, I think before we say goodbye, I have I have two questions for you. One is more
Mm,
practical, one is more funny. Because
mm,
we know we both teaching teaching our student. And what is I remember you talk about this subject a couple weeks ago. Some
mm.
student asked ourselves, it's like but some part of our chart is always confusing. It's always contradict,
Right.
and the people are so afraid about contradict and confusing in the chart. How do you see that?
Yes, this is a quite a common question because maybe our human mind like things which is very like one which has only one side. For example,
Mm-hmm,
some people think that I am a very extrovert person. Some people think that oh, I am a very shy person. Then this is a
mm-hmm,
side of me. Then this is me. But when
mm,
they find when they read the chart, they think they will find that, for example, I think I am a very shy person, but at the same time, I feel I want to be with other people. Sometimes I want to show off myself sometimes. Then and it is very contradictory that, oh, this is weird. But I think this is
mm,
not weird, but this is just like human nature that every person has different signs and
mm.
different phases, that you can be a shy person. At the same time, you can be quite show off and in different situations. So I think it is like how we need to be aware of our different phases, in which way we can like to make a balance or to embrace different sides of ourselves instead of thinking that is very struggling, but understand that everyone is quite complicated and this is human.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree with you because this is how I usually answer to my student when they ask me. They, I'm very confused. It looks like there's so many different me contradict each other. I say, well, try to think about there's a different layer waiting for you to discover and surprising you. You know, that would be a very creative way to integrate them. Well, another question to dear Jupiter is, um, I I know apart from your teaching and the practice in Hong Kong and the teaching for AOA, you are also tutor for the STA School of Traditional
Right.
Astrology, and you teaching the horary and traditional astrology, the astrology in Hong Kong and to the world for the people who speak the Cantonese. But is there any upcoming event that our audience can join you for the some kind of a webinar or maybe the talk?
Ah, so for traditional astrology or for the horary, I think can if you're interested, you can check out the STA website. Or and before I've done a webinar with my colleague from STA Wade Caves.
Mm-hmm,
Then that was a webinar about Jupiter cycle and the Chinese zodiac animal sign. So
Oh,
that was maybe on the channel Skyscript, I think. So
okay.
you can check out that it is on the Skyscript channel on YouTube.
Mm. I think next time, maybe around the Chinese New Year time, we need to organize one episode. Just have a very quick talk about Chinese sign and what's the difference between them and the astrology. Not you don't need to go everything, but we just give an idea. That would be very interesting, I think.
Right.
Yeah, and also, yeah, I think you are this summer in August. Are you going to be the AA conference for the online version?
Yeah, I'm going to speak for the AA conference for the online version. So I'm going to talk about the astro locality for feng shui. So this
Oh,
is like I
wow!
think it's quite interesting because that for the ACG map and the astro locality, the local space map, we can like check out with the kind of direction which is good for you or maybe is quite difficult for you in this sense. So I have
I still remember. Yeah, yeah. Go on,
yeah.
go on, go on.
Yes, so I'm trying to talk about it from the feng shui perspective,
Mhm.
how you can put the local space map for your own home or office. Maybe you can do some feng shui placement according to this map to like improve your luck or to avoid something challenging.
Yeah, I still remember. I still remember. There's a 1 year, and we both realized we have our Venus line going through our a shoes rack or something, and we just like no wonder we buy the shoes like crazy, both you and I. I still remember that story. I think that was when we studied the uh, 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 lo, local space, and then we both realized, oh, I said, oh my God, I have a Venus like goes where I put my shoes, and you say, oh yes, that's me too. I said, okay, no wonder. I think we both crazy about the shoes. So I have my
Right.
trainer, like a 10,000 pair of trainer. You have a lot of beautiful shoes too, and that was really, I think, astro locality and astro local space map with a feng shui, that will be very useful skill for the everyday's life. Thank you, Jupiter, to join us
Thank you,
today. And
Roy.
yeah, I mean, thank you for you taking your time out. And I haven't seen you for a long time. That's why we can, I just keep talking and I couldn't let you go. But I think this recording is a little bit longer than we expected. So I think it's about time to give you a little bit rest. But thank you very much,
Okay.
and I'm looking forward to
Thank
seeing
you.
you. And thanks everyone for watching. Next week we're going to talk about a fixed star. So stay in tune. Bye bye.
Bye.